Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Victor, and in this video I'm gonna build the following clock using HTML, CSS, and Vanilla JavaScript. There's gonna be a link in the description where you'll be able to take a look at the live demo. There's gonna be another link from where you can grab the source code. It's gonna be a repository in my GitHub account. And in this video I'm gonna write everything from scratch in case you wanna have some fun and follow along with me. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I have my VS Code, I open it in my folder. Here I have an IMG folder where I have this image, it's like a clock image. I'm gonna use this in my app. You can get it from the repository, the source code URL. And then here I have three files: index.html, app CSS, style CSS, and app.js. So I'm gonna start with an HTML5. I'm gonna put here clock, and I'm gonna import my CSS file here. And then here I'm gonna import my JS file like this. Oops. Okay, and then in the body section I'm gonna have a section. Class, it's gonna have a class which is main. And then in this section I'm gonna have a div class clock. And then here I'm gonna have separate divs for the hour, for the minutes, and for the seconds. So I'm gonna have div class hour, and then here I'm gonna have the hour arrow. So I'm gonna have div class HID H, and that's it. So I'm gonna have two more divs like this ones. This is gonna be the minute, and instead of H I'm gonna have M, and here second. So this is gonna be S. Ooh, it's gonna be S and S. Okay, I'll save this file, and now I'm gonna go to style CSS, and actually I will open it using the live server. If you don't have this extension, make sure you install it on your VS Code. Just go to extension, type in live server, and install it. So I'm gonna click open with live server, and this is gonna open up a new tab in my browser like this. I don't have anything here yet because I don't have anything in my styles and app.js. I'm gonna have this as a example, the demo. I'm still gonna take a look here just to show you where we are at and what we do. So in my style CSS, I'm gonna start with the global style, if I can say like that. So here basically I'm gonna have margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing as gonna be border box. Then below here I'm gonna add some styling to the body of the page. So width is gonna be 100%, and the height, I want to make it full screen, so I will have 100 VH, and I'm gonna have a background color like the blue, that blue color that is the one on my logo and everywhere. So I'm gonna make the whole background the same color, so it's gonna be 465 C96. Yeah, this is the blue I was talking about. Okay, and then if I save it now and we go back, we will have just the background, blue. And now it's time to add some styling to our main section. So in the main section we will add a display flex and justify content center and align item center, and I'm gonna have a min height 100 VH, just make it full screen. And now it's time to add style for the clock section. Okay, the clock is gonna get the background and everything. So first of all I'm gonna assign the width 400 pixel, the height 400 pixel, and display flex and justify content center. Center, align items center, and the background. So the background, I'm gonna use that image I was telling you about. So I'm gonna have URL and here dot slash img slash background clock. And here I'm gonna add also a color. It's a darker blue, 34.3 BC B4C, like this. There you go. Okay, and then the background size cover and border. I like borders. I don't know why, but I like working with borders. Okay, borders solid, and I will make it kind of gray border. And if I save it now and go back here, this is what we've got till now. Okay, now I want to make this border. Now I add a border radius. So border radius 50% because I want to make it like a perfect circle, like this. Yes. Okay, now it's time to add a dot here in the middle, like this, the white one. So in order for me to do that, I have to add a before style, before clock style. So here's how I'm gonna do it: clock and before, and here I'm gonna have content empty and position, not inherit, but position absolute, and width we'll do 15 pixel, and height 15 pixel as well. And the background color is going to be the background. I'll make it white. So if I save it and go back, I have this square here, you know, it's white, but I want to make it circle around it like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a border radius of 50 pixels, 50%, sorry about that, and the Z index, because I want this to be on top of everything, so it's gonna be 10,000, like this. Well, let's see how it looks like. Okay, looks good. Next. So next I'm gonna add position absolute to all these three classes, because these arrows, they need to stay on the clock, on top of everything. So I'm gonna make them position absolute. So I'm gonna have here clock, hour, comma, and here I'm gonna have minute and second, like this, and position absolute. And then below here I'm gonna add style, I'm gonna add the dimensions for each arrow, for the hour, minute and second. And here I'm gonna use I'm gonna add styling to this one. Before, like until now, till to this point, I added style to this div only. Now I'm gonna add to this one the arrow. This is the actual arrow. So yes, here I'm gonna start with clock dot hour, and here's gonna be h, and here I'm gonna have width 160 pixel, and a height I will make it 180 pixel, like this. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the minute and for the second. So here's gonna be m, minute, and s, second. Seconds. Did I do seconds? I don't have seconds. I have just second. Okay. But this one is different. So for the minute, it's gonna be 190 pixel and 190. And here I'm gonna have 230. Like woo, like this. Okay, 230. Now I want to add a so if I save it and go back now, we don't have anything till now because we don't display it anything here. But so I want to add display flex and border radius to each of these arrows. So I'm gonna have .h, .m, and .s, like this. And here I'm gonna have display flex, justify content center, position absolute, border radius 50%. And now here I'm gonna add style, and here's where I'm adding the style to each of this section, H, M, and S. Because if I save it now, we don't see anything here yet, because we don't have any content, any background color or anything. So here's where we start. We have H before, and here the is content, empty, position, absolute, width. The width is going to be 8 pixel, and height it's going to be 90 pixel. And I'm gonna have a background color. I'll just leave it background. Just leave background. And here I'm gonna add. I'll make it red, as like the red I have on my logo. So it's gonna be FD0117, like this. So if I save it and go back here, this is what we have for now. But I want to round the corners, and this needs to be, and I should add an index, a Z index to this one. So Z index I will do 10, and I will do border radius, and here I'll put 6 pixels, 6 pixel, 0 and 0, like this. So if I save it now, it looks a lot better now. I like it more like this, but you can play around with, make your own stuff. And I will do the same thing for the seconds, and for the minutes, and for the seconds. So here I'm gonna have M, and here's gonna be S, except here for the minutes I will change a little bit. This is gonna be a little tinier than the minutes, and it's gonna be 90, and the color, background color, I want to make it white, and the Z index is gonna be 11 because I want this to go on top of this arrow, and the border radius is gonna be the same. And then for the second, it's gonna be absolute, except this for the second is gonna be a lot tinier than before, than the ones before, and it's gonna be a lot higher. So it's gonna be 150 pixels height, and this is gonna be on top of every of all of them. So it's gonna be 12 pixel, 12 Z index, and the border radius stays the same. So if I go back now, we have all this stuff in here like this. Actually, this one needs to be white as well. I want to make it white. You can leave it, can make it even yellow or whatever you want to. Okay, so I have all these 3 arrows. Now it's time to add. I want to add some JavaScript. I want to make them move. So in my app.js file, first of all, I'm gonna have a degree. So I'm gonna have const deg, which means degrees, and again I'm getting 6 degrees. And now I'm gonna have a const for each measurement. So I'm gonna have hour, and I'm gonna grab document dot query selector, and I will have here the ID H. I'm grabbing the hour, and then minute and second. So here I'm gonna have S. Here I'm gonna have S. No, actually M. Sorry about that. I'm trying to be fast, but okay. And then second. Okay. All right. And then below here I'm gonna get the current date, and I will display it on the screen. So in order for me to do that, I'm gonna have let day. First of all, I'm gonna assign a new date object, and then below I'm gonna have let hour HH, and I will use the day object, and I will get the hours. Get hours like this, and I will multiply it by 30. And here I'm gonna let I will get the minutes. So I'm gonna have day dot get minutes like this, and minutes is gonna be multiplied by degrees, which is 6. And then I'm gonna have let seconds. So day dot get seconds, and I'll multiply it by degrees. Okay, and then below here I want to use some style to change the position according to the time. I want to change the position of these arrows in the clock. So I'll use h dot style dot transform, and I will assign, actually make sure you have this kind of like a back apostrophes, if I can. I forgot what's the name of them, but like they're not regular apostrophes. This button, if you're on Windows, it's supposed to be right below the escape button. Okay, so then we have rotate, parenthesis, and we use $, curly brackets to concatenate, and then we'll have HH in the parenthesis, and here we get the sum of minutes divided by 12, and here we have decrease, which is 6 in our case. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the minutes, so I'm gonna have here, except everything in this one here, it's going to be rotate, parenthesis, I'm gonna have $, just concatenate, and I will have degrees, and same thing for the seconds, SS here, and here S. Okay, so if I save it now, if I go back here, it shows the hour, but it's not moving live, you know. But if I refresh every second, I mean, it's gonna show the time, current time, you know. But I want to make it live, so in order for me to make this live, I should add all this stuff in the function first. So I'm gonna have const my time. I want to use ES6 here, so I'm gonna do like this, and I'm gonna close it here. Alright, okay, this needs to have an equal here, and then here I will use the set interval like this, and I will call my time, and I will save it. And now if I go back here, we see that the watch is displaying correctly, second by second. Alright guys, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for my channel. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will see you in the next video.